Hey everybody, welcome to Ellis Mowers. I appreciate y'all watching as always. I have not done one of these in a while, and I figured that we got a lot of stuff coming up on the channel. I just wanted to go ahead and get out there what you probably will be seeing and what y'all have seen so far. Not a lot of content. I haven't really been able to get to a lot here in the month of July, but a lot of stuff that y'all are seeing now I filmed back in June. I'm scheduled out until August. So a lot of the stuff you'll see kind of in this garage, you'll see kind of on the channel in about a month or so starting. We got quite a few things though that we have. I got some decent videos coming up for y'all. Two of them that I really wanted to film have already come out, and that's the steering gear on the MTD riders and the most common problems you'll find with a Craftsman LT1000 mower or the like. So I hope y'all enjoyed those. They did pretty well on the channel, and I'm sure they'll do well perpetually because just because they're kind of more of an evergreen video, so to speak. For those that participated in the HiPA giveaway, thank you all very much. They also have a if you're a small engine guy and you join their HiPA DIY community Facebook page, they're doing a contest right now. You can win like $10 and a couple other things if you do what they do, if you follow them on Instagram and Facebook. I want to thank them, even though some people thought the gloves weren't very much. I know the ones that won were very appreciative, and I appreciate y'all. They should be coming this week. I know D Fields told me that he got his on Monday, so they should be coming this week if they haven't gotten to the winners. Let's go ahead and get started on the things that are going on around here. My goodness. A lot of riding mower content coming up. I spent over $220 on parts for 4 different mowers last week, and so mostly it's just prep time for 2023 at this point. If it's a riding mower above $500, it's probably not going to sell this year. It's just been hard to get things out the door because people just don't have the money. It's been a little dry. We've had a little bit of rain here recently, which has helped. It's kind of late in the season. We'll see what I can get out of here before the end of the season. I got probably about 2 months before it really shuts down. Probably about 60% of the market is gone already. But we'll see. Let's see. Let me show you what we got going on. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to not do halfway jobs around here. I feel like I've done that with quite a few videos. And I'm trying to do everything to the best that I can so that these things will last for these guys. I've had a few come in and come back, and that happens. I just feel like I've been running around in circles lately, and I'm trying to move forward, and I just feel like I'm stuck. Y'all probably feel that sometimes. Let's get started. Let me show you what we're doing here. Some stories behind it while I've got the time. Like I said, my GoPro clips everything in about 20 minutes. I'm going to try and make it good. This mower right here is close. I need to put drive belts on it, and the second thing is it won't start with the air filter on it. It doesn't have quite enough compression. So this mower was free. It had probably a quart of water in it in addition to however much oil was in it. Had to drain all the water out, clean a bunch of stuff out, clean the head out, put a head gasket on it, adjusted the valves, starts, runs, drives, mows, but it will not start with the air filter on it. It had some blow by. Still had some water it needed to get out. I think if I do an oil change, and I'm going to put the proper head gasket on it. This is a 28,000 Briggs. I had a 31 or 33,000 head gasket. I think I've got just enough of a compression leak on it to where it won't start. It'll start all day with the air filter off, though. It's kind of funny. Worst case, it's a different head and a different head gasket, and I need to do an oil change. Waiting on the drive belts. When they get in, this is a $350 mower. I've put blades on it. I got it for free. It's funny because it seems like every free mower I've got to put like $100 or something into in order to get it out the door. So I'll make a couple $100 on this. I don't have a ton of time in it, a couple of afternoons, probably another afternoon or two getting it running properly and getting the belts changed. The next one, we've got quite a few. Like I said, I've got 4 that are going to be really cranking out here. Y'all seen this one on the channel. This is an MTD Craftsman LT 2000. It originally had a 21 horse Briggs on it. It also has a 14.5 Briggs on it right now. I did kind of a poll on my Instagram, and a lot of y'all said, I said I had all the parts except for the air filter cover to be able to put this back to where it originally will at least look like it has a 21 horsepower on it. And that's what we're going to do. I think I can pull about $700 out of this mower, $750 maybe if I get lucky. This mower I traded a Craftsman. I pretty much did a swap, because this man's paid me a bunch of money to keep this thing running for him. Since he bought it, or since he got it from me last year, 2 years ago, can't remember, but LT1000 is doing good for him, so I'm happy about that. This one right here, I'm trying to make it right this time. I put the aftermarket drive belts on it. It drove like garbage. It would not stop when you pulled the pedal back. I put OEM drive belts on it. I fixed some of the guides on it. This thing drives great now. Now we just need to get it cutting. I've got a couple of plastic covers I had a plastic cover missing, I had a front bracket missing, and I had a generic 103-inch belt on it. I have an OEM deck belt to put on this thing. A couple of brackets. There's one other thing that I can't think of right now. Oh, there's a guide that's in between. It's inside the plastic cover. We're going to swap, and we're going to make this thing look original again. This mower is not in that bad of shape. Maybe I can clean these lenses up a little bit. They're a little foggy, and that's really the only bad cosmetic area of the mower. If I can get that right, get it running and driving good, like I said, it's probably a $700 to $750 mower all day, because it's a 46-inch cut. Maybe even $800 at the beginning of next season. Next one, I'm not going to get back here. It looks worse than it is. This is a John Deere LX188 that I also got for free. And I'm putting a carburetor on this because y'all saw how many issues I have with the LX279. I know that the engine runs. That's really all I need to know in order to go forward on it. There is no hood. That's a given. PTO switch, I hear it click on and off. When I had the battery in it, turn the ignition switch on, turns over fine. But y'all know how the carb issues I had on this thing, and I am not going through that again. So I've got a carb somewhere in here. I think it's right there in the garage at the front. We got to get some air in these tires. The belts may be okay on it. I'm going to replace the entire fuel system from the tank, fuel line, all the way up. That way there's no reason to have a fuel issue with this thing. We're going to wash the tank out. We're going to do it all. Take the back fender off. Even after all that, it's probably a $400 mower. Maybe $450 to the right person with that liquid cooled V-twin. The sad thing is, selling that engine is about probably the same price as the whole mower. But I don't do that whole parting out and selling on eBay stuff. I would like to. I just don't have the time to do it. I work a full-time job in addition to this, y'all. I have limits. Some of y'all probably know. I'm getting close to them. Homelite generator. Y'all haven't seen it on the channel. This one needed a valve grind on the Tecumseh. It was slow to start. Wouldn't start warm. There was a valve gap on the exhaust valve. I ground down the exhaust valve. Starts and runs good now. Surges a little bit when it's cold, but it smooths out. I put a homemade wheel kit on it because it had no wheels. So I found these bars for a push mower. It came off like a Troy built. Drilled some holes, put some bolts and nuts in. Found some hardware and just slapped these things on. It ain't the prettiest thing. It looks like I went to the Ricer convention, but it rolls and it does what it needs to do. And it's a lot easier than having to try to. I can move it with one hand, and it's a lot easier than having to try and carry this thing, because that's a two-person carry. All right, guys. Y'all see I've got a lot coming up. I'll see time-wise what I can get to on those that I know will be needed. This I also got for free. It's like they multiply, right? This one's a 14.5. The other one was a 14. I misspoke. This one was from my uncle, actually. It's been sitting for a few years. I think it may just need a carb. It may need what does it need? It needs carb, fuel lines, battery. I think the belts are okay. And fuel tank actually looks okay. So it may just need a carb, fuel lines, battery, whatever other maintenance items. Obviously some ATF in the tires. I had somebody ask about, a guy named Tracy emailed me about ATF and what I do with them. I'm going to make a dedicated video on that. I think it would, number one, it would do well and help y'all out a lot. It's a lot easier than putting a tube in, and as you can see, this mower's in decent condition. It's a lot easier than putting a tube in, and these tires on this mower went down in a day. I put ATF in them 2 weeks ago and haven't touched it, and they're still full. They help with dry rot very well. Let's look inside here at a couple of things. Slow selling, guys. Like I said, I don't have any push mowers. I have that one, but I wanted to get it running better because it runs like garbage. I don't know why. It's not a timing issue. It's like it runs on choke, almost like it's got some blow by. So I don't know if a carb swap might help or something else, but I've tried swapping jets and stuff and it just ain't working. That still hasn't sold. The little one that I had was a 2500 sold. This Murray, I got on a job lot as a trade. I think I put that on the channel. I traded a pressure washer for this, a few other things. And this one's like the 14.5's abound here. This one definitely needs a governor though. I have checked it. So I think if I put a governor on this and I put a drive belt on it, I've got to fix the deck engagement because it is bent up a little bit and it's kind of grinding on a couple of things. I think if I do those three things, this will be gone and be done. I have somebody that wants a rider for about $300. This will be the perfect one once I got it going. Like I said, the drive belt's thin, so it just needs replacing. Put ATF in that right front, and it's still holding very well. So that's awesome. Just got to get in there, replace the governor. I have all the gaskets and everything that I need. I just need to do it. All right, so what have we got going on back here? This will be cleaned out this fall. Whatever I'm not going to fix is going away. So I say this every video, that garden tractor is going to be on the short list after I get what y'all saw already fixed, because I think I have all the parts and everything that I need. Let's see, what Cub Cadet needs, has an oil seal and needs quite a few things, but that's going to be a nice mower when I finish it. Probably probably about $900 because it's a garden tractor. That garden tractor is going to be probably only about 6 to 7 just because it's an older one. The Saber probably going to be a $400 to $450 mower. I don't know what all this needs, but it looks like it doesn't need that much to get back going again, so we'll see. I know this needs a fuel tank clean out at the very least. I'm not sure about the condition of the V-twin. This is just waiting on a mower to get put on. And eventually, because I'm going to have enough parts, I'm going to build this mower because the frame and everything's in decent shape. I've got hoods abound, so I mean it's not that big of a deal. Finding a hood and everything for it. And just a few things back here. That orange one is eventually just going to get scrapped. I'm going to take the transmission out of it and probably send it on to the scrapper. This one probably won't need that much. I think it may need deck spindles and just getting running again. Shouldn't be that much though. I don't think. It's a 14 Briggs. So one last thing, well, two more things I want to show y'all here. We're doing good on time. This is about the fastest update I've ever done with as many mowers as I've got. I hope y'all are excited about those. I'm excited to get 4 of these things ready. Well, 5 of them really. And out of here. I really need to get some riders out. Hopefully in 2023. If I don't get them sold right now, I'll get them sold in 2023. I've got a 10 by 20 tent that I'm going to put up right there. All the ones that I can't fit in the garage once I get them ready are going to go under that tent. I want to have a dozen of them ready to go in March of 2023. Let's see what happens. Hopefully. All right, here's this LX277 John Deere. If you saw my Instagram, I sold this to my grandma last year. And boy, the only rust area that was on this thing when I sold it to her was right here, which is very typical. But look at what has happened, guys. I can't believe this. I mean, it's got craters in this thing. So it runs, drives, and all that good stuff, but it's got craters in the deck. So I've got to source a deck. There is a possibility that this thing is going to get a full restoration, because there's a customer that I had. She's in her 80s. She had one of these with over 2,200 hours on it. This one's got under 600, and she loved that mower. I did a trade deal with the Husqvarna that I'm about to show you, that I did the transmission swap on, and she misses her John Deere. It was about in the same condition as this one with 2,200 hours, and the deck was in about the same condition, save for the craters. It just had a little bit of rust right here, which is all of them do, but this one right here is just gone. All right, guys, here's this Husqvarna. If you remember this from last year, I did a hydrostatic transmission swap in it. This mower had 65 hours on it when I sold it to her. It now has, in 1 year's time, 156. Kudos to her. She is still cutting grass. This thing actually, she's not very satisfied with it, because anybody coming from a John Deere, this is definitely a little bit of a step down, but this is the best I had to offer her, and she really needed another mower, and so that's why she ended up with this. And you know, this thing's all right though, because this thing's run 90 some hours. The belt I put on it wasn't new for the drive belt, and the drive belt slipped off the pulley and burned it. So I put an 87-inch drive belt on it. I just cut my backyard with it. It is consuming some oil though. I'm a little concerned about the oil consumption on this thing. I don't know why it's consuming so much oil. It's not smoking or anything, but this thing's still cruising a year later, which I'm very happy that how this turned out. And I could clean them headlight lenses up for her a little bit, but that's about it. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you all this while it was here, because I think it was kind of cool that I did that huge transaction swap about a year ago, and it's still cruising along. The donor mower is still sitting back there. I just got to get that thing taken to the dump. It's kind of like, what parts do I save and what do I not? I want to save them all, because it seems like I feel like I need them all the time, but I cannot have my yard looking like that. So, and I've told all my neighbors, I said, I work on all their stuff. I said, this fall, this is getting cleaned up. If it's not getting fixed, it's getting tossed or given away or something along those lines. So I hope y'all enjoyed this update video. We got a lot coming up on the channel, guys. Riders, the videos, I used to do like 3-part videos. I try and do them all in 1 part now, because I feel like I've covered all my bases on them. And for y'all, it's really boring if you have to wait a week and a half to find out how I finish a riding mower. I mean, so I don't know if in the winter time I'm gonna have to cut back to 1 video a week for a few weeks, but for right now, you're gonna still have 2 a week. You also may have noticed that on Fridays I am doing product review videos. There are a few companies that keep reaching out to me to do product reviews, and so that will be dedicated solely to Fridays from now on. It could be 1 product, it could be 6, I don't know, but we're gonna keep that to Fridays only. The mower videos are gonna come every Wednesday and Sunday like they always have for the past couple of years. And I appreciate y'all's support. We're well over 5,000 subscribers now, and that really helps the notoriety of my channel and really helps me get on the YouTube algorithm to get more people and newcomers. So if you're new, thank you for watching. And if you've been here since the beginning, thank you for your dedication. All right, that's the update. You'll see all this stuff on the channel coming up. I'll catch y'all on the next repair video on Sunday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. See you then.